Josie Scott from Saliva lives in our bathroom.
Do you want me to see if I can pull up the little ISDN line we have here?
Let's wait a second before we do that.
Okay.
Let's talk a little bit about why Josie Scott lives in our bathroom. It's funny because all of us, a bunch of us worked together before, but Rich has worked at a different radio station than me. I've worked at a different radio station than Rich, and Be Real has worked here when we didn't work here. And all of us have run across Josie Scott from Saliva. Well, my story about Josie Scott is that, it's a story that actually traveled around the industry. Remember when that guy from R&R was like, it's a Saliva story?
Yeah.
Is that, this is not a lie, is that one time around Christmas, a cookie company gave me a big tin of cookies. And it was to Fred. It was marked very largely. And I didn't want to feel like taking them home at night, so I left them there. I don't care if people eat them. Well, the guy that was on the afternoon's name was Axel, and he has Josie Scott from Saliva in. And Josie proceeds to go like, hey, man, what do you got over there?
What is that? What's that tin?
He goes, what's in that tin? Cookies, right on. And he proceeds to F up like all the cookies. So I come in, and and I'm like, what the hell happened to all my cookies? More amused than anything. And he's like, Josie Scott just came in and effed up all of them. And he's like, right on. It just starts like plowing them down. Well, when you were in the old WBCN building, Be Real, you had an encounter with Josie Scott too, right?
Yeah, he was coming in to do an interview, and I think he was straight off of the tour bus. So I met him in the hall, shook his hand, and he's like, "Hey, man, you got a bathroom?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's down the hall, and it's probably about 25 yards from where the studio door was." And he goes in there, and he just stays in there and stays in there and stays in there to the point where he's delaying the interview because he hasn't come into the studio yet. Well, lo and behold, probably about a good 10, 15 minutes later, he comes out and conducts the interview. In the meantime, I go out into the hall, and like I said, I just opened the studio door about 25 yards away from the men's bathroom, and the entire hallway stinks. I mean, it reeks. It's worse than anything that's ever been in the bathroom here. I mean, just terrible.
So Josie Scott, and then I was on in a trailer with him, and he had to turn sideways to get out. There's just many things. So Josie Scott lives in the bathroom. Pat, where are you from?
Salem.
All right, Pat, you're going to have to answer 2 of the 3 Josie Scott math questions right, or Matt, you will win, okay? Matt, where are you from?
Wakefield.
Okay. There you go. All right, so Josie Scott likes to do math. He likes to live in the bathroom. Let's see, Rich, if you can bring him
All
on.
right, let's see. Let's see if the mic is. Josie, are you there?
I'm here!
Josie Scott, what's up, man?
I'll tell you what's up. I keep a piece of mistletoe on my toilet seat so all you haters can kiss my ass.
Really? Now, Josie, you're celebrating the holidays. It's got to be tough when you got a brand new album out to promote.
I'll tell you what, I like to do my business in the bathroom. Be Real's right. I killed it that day, and I can tell you, continue to kill it right now. Well, listen. Rich, wrote 3 rock and roll math questions.
Okay, good. Are you gonna? We're gonna play Josie Scott math then.
Right, and if Pat says he can't understand what I'm saying, I'm gonna hang up on him.
All right.
Harmonizer isn't that difficult to understand. We've played with it, and you can hear.
Okay, Josie Scott, what do you got going on?
All right, kids, settle down. All right. You know, Rich, Christmas isn't all holly and jolly. Sometimes it comes with a price. One Christmas Eve, I was out with my bros when it occurred to me kids all over the neighborhood had left out delicious cookies for Mr. St. Nick. Well, I just started to kick down doors and eat all the scrumptious treats until I got a case of the rock and roll diabetes. Now, so you know I got diabetes. If I have to take 3 milliliters of insulin a day, I'm sorry, if I have to take 3 milliliters, I get confused because I'm also pooing. If I have to take 3 milliliters of insulin 5 times a day, how many milliliters of rock and roll insulin do I take a day? Pat?
15.
That's right!
Wow, very nice.
If I had 8 reindeer, I would fry one! stop it. All right, 2 more questions to go.
All right, Josie.
All right, settle down. You know from my music... Oh, these are so stupid. All right, you know from my music that sometimes I like to get funky.
Yes, you do.
We can admit that's true. That's why it was no surprise when I ate a whole Christmas cheese log and got a funky bowel obstruction.
They'll stop you up, those cheese logs Josie Scott.
Yeah, it was funky. Stop it. I was feeling abdominal pain and my breast stunk. If you've ever met him, it's much funnier.
Are you sweating right now, Josie Scott?
I am. I'm straining. Don't insult me with that. I talked to my doctor and he said, Josie, take 5 disco chocolate flavored laxatives a day and your flow should be as smooth as the baseline to your disease. I follow doctor's orders, so how many laxatives do I take? Pat?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I missed that one.
All right, well then no go. You could have said anything because I wrote the question wrong. You could have really said anything. All right, Pat, here we go.
Okay, so is this the final question, Josie Scott?
Yeah.
All right.
This is the final one. Then I gotta say goodbye and ride off onto the sunset. I'm just kidding. I'll keep you on the toilet. You know the holidays can sure get my blood boiling. I take Avapro to a rip-roaring foot stomper of a drug for my high blood pressure. I also take a shredded little lady of a beta blocker for my tasty little plaque that is destroying my heart. Not to mention the grooving and swinging little pill for my overactive thyroid. All in all, I take 11 pills a day, 7 days a week. How many do I take a week in total, Pat? 11 pills a day, 7 days a week.
77.
Huh?
77.
That wins!
Wow.
Yeah!
Josie Scott, listen, I hope you feel better.
I feel fine. I've just done a lot of medicine. It can keeping me alive.
I wish you nothing but the best of luck with the promotion of the new album and the
Yeah.
Christmas holidays.
Yeah. And all you haters, watch the mistletoe and kiss my patootie. Bye.
Thank you very much, Josie Scott. Wow.
Josie Scott, with really some interesting